For Mr. President to move on. Yesterday, I was telling the ones who were together, Grace here has 4 degrees. Understated, quiet, but everything that we do at the bank, if you ask Grace, from numbers, figures, projects, there is nothing that Grace doesn't know that the Africa Development Bank has done across the continent. And I remember Jules telling me, I would like my wife to meet Grace because I would like her to learn a few tips. So Grace, please come as you give us a few tips. Ladies and gentlemen, please let's put our hands together for Grace.
All of a sudden, it made sense. Of all the 8 candidates, he was the only one that had lived and worked in 4 of the 5 regions of Africa. So our dotting around suddenly made sense, and it was. I mean, it would endear you to. I mean, he was endeared to different presidents. Like, for example, when he met President Mnangagwa, he said, "Masquerade State. Oh, you lived there, Shona? Yes, I lived in Zimbabwe." And when he met the president of Mali, he said something in the Malian language. So living in all those different countries, and yes, yes, it was God's preparation for this job, and that's how it has been all our lives. One place was preparing us for the next place, was preparing us for the next place, and yes, it's true. I gave up my career. But I didn't give up my career in that sense. I joined the team. So that's how we see it. So my career is in his career. It's ours together. And God has really, really helped us to be able to work together. I decided to, my first and second degrees, my first degree was in botany, my second degree was in plant genetics, but because I needed to understand what he was doing.
You needed a challenge.
I needed a challenge. That is true. I decided to do a degree in, to do a BSc in economics and then a degree, a master's in financial management. I have not used those degrees in the way you think, but I've used them because it helps me to understand his work, and we can discuss a lot of things. We look over the speeches together, and we do all these things together, and it has really helped me to support him. So I don't see it as giving up anything. I see it as joining a team, and I thank God for blessing that team with so many wins. Today we celebrate you, my love, and I celebrate you too. I am so proud of you. I'm proud of your diligence. He's a very hard-working man. He usually doesn't sleep before 2 a.m. And if he's got to do something, he will not even sleep until the next day.
Yes.
He's very, very hardworking. Dr. Adesina, and by so doing to honor me as well. We've been married for almost 41 years. We met in the University of Ife as young students. When I think about it, I think our parents were they really had faith and courage to allow us to get married. I was 21, he was 24.
Wow.
I think they just committed us into God's hands and said, let's see. So it has been a wonderful journey. It has been great. It has been a journey in which I can say we've seen the hand of God. Our lives are like the book of Esther. You know, in the book of Esther, God is not mentioned but the hand of God is so evident. Well, for us it is mentioned, but the hand of God has been evident in every single step that we have taken. Starting from Purdue to the next thing, to the next thing. We, from very early on, I thank God for just giving us this bond, this understanding, this, I don't know how to describe it, but we knew that we were a team working together and working on the mission God has given us. So we started, after he finished his PhD, and we started working for international organizations. CGIR, that's the group of agricultural institutes. And from one country to another. We didn't see any roadmap. All we knew was God was asking us to do our best wherever we are and trust Him for the next step. And that is how we moved from Mali to Cameroon, to Zimbabwe, to Kenya, and in many different places. And it's interesting. We went to Nigeria on holiday one time, and a friend asked me, "So where are you now?" Because it was like a joke. We each time she saw us, we were in a different country, and it was like we were just hopping around, and it didn't seem to make sense. But when he's able to articulate and is able to convince and inspire people to buy into that vision and to go along with him, these are wonderful leadership qualities. He's driven, but he's driven for a good thing. I remember when we had the opportunity to stay in the United States after he finished his PhD. But he applied to one or two places to move into academics, but he was not so happy. He kept telling me, he said, "Look at the agriculture in America. Just look at the farms. Look at the way they..." No, I believe I can help on the continent of Africa. I don't want to stay here. I will never be happy here. So I encouraged him. I said, "Wherever you want to go, let's go." And that was how he became a Rockefeller Foundation postdoc, and we started in the CGI centers, the different agricultural centers we worked. So he's always had Africa in his heart. And he's always been somebody that believes that Africa doesn't have to be the way, whatever way we want to, the world wants to, whatever box the world wants to put Africa in. It's for Africa to refuse. It's for Africa to get up. It's for Africa to believe in herself. It's for Africa to develop with pride. That's always been him. And every single job he has done, he's done it with that heart, believing that he can help to accelerate Africa's development. And it's wonderful to see you today, where you are. Look how far we've come. And congratulations, my love. And I know that this is not the end. I've seen God's hand, the way God works. He puts you in a place and he teaches you, he grooms you, he gives you what you need for the next step. So I know that all what you've done in the African Development Bank is to get you ready for the next one.
Amen.
I don't know what next God will do.
Yes.
I know.
Amen.
Believe me, trust me when I say it's going to be something that will continue to accelerate Africa's development.
Absolutely.
It's going to be about the continent, and it's going to be about development.
Absolutely.
So today, as everyone celebrates you, I celebrate you too. Congratulations.